This is the BK Lounge Podcast. Welcome to laughs, love, and crazy debates by your two favorite hosts, Burt and Kenny. Join us in talks about military life, relationships, golf life, and so much more. Your new favorite place to come hang out on Sundays. Introducing the BK Lounge Podcast, a Burt's Beat Studios production. And now your hosts, Burt and Kenny.
Well,
Hello, players.
welcome in, players.
Oh.
What?
I said that.
Yeah, I'm just jumping on the player train.
Player.
Happy, what is today? Saturday.
Today is a Saturday.
First time ever podcast on a Saturday.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah. I think we've done some in
Yeah,
the
I guess that
past.
makes sense because it used to be on Sundays.
Sometimes we would go a little early.
Yeah. What do you got in there?
A little orange vanilla Mio. Oh, for the people. Oh, a little sensory. You're welcome.
That is...
ASMR with Kenny.
You can have a new TikTok page, ASMR with Kenny.
No, I'm not doing that. I don't
People
have
pay
it.
a big dollar to listen to ASMR. Sometimes I do it on stream and people yell at me
Why?
because I don't think it sounds great.
Because you are probably not doing it right.
Yeah, I get up on I get like the microphone practically in my mouth and I just talk very lightly, scratch it.
Renee said no.
Yeah,
Here.
Renee's not a big fan of the ASMR.
Yeah.
But there's some people out there that would be all about it.
Okay. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just saying it was a prime moment. And for those that are watching live, I made this cup.
Oh, yes. Her cricket. We talked about it.
Should I get it up and close and personal? I'll get you close and personal.
It says Kenny Hambo on it.
See that? I made that. I did that.
That was the first thing you made, wasn't it?
Yep, it was.
And she's like, oh, it came out okay. And I saw it and I was like nothing was crinkled on it. Nothing was like upside down or diagonally wrong.
Well, no, I'm smart.
Yes, I'm just saying.
I'm smart and I'm
That you said,
I'm
like,
talented.
You're like, yeah, it came out all right. I was like, I think that's great.
Yeah, you weren't excited for me. Long dramatic pause.
Anywho, last couple episodes we kind of went over, if you missed it, go back and listen on Apple Music, Spotify, or our YouTube page. They get posted after every live episode here on Twitch. Last couple episodes we kind of talked about what being a team is and how it kind of looks for us, what works well, how we tackle different things, and just how important it is to be a team.
Yeah.
A partnership, teammates, roommates, lovers.
Oh my gosh. Our parents listen to that. That's too much. That's too much.
We're in love. That makes us lovers.
Yeah, but that
You went dirty with it in your mind.
it's not about the dirty. It's just about I think the word I don't like it. I don't think. Kind of gives me like a ooh naughty.
And then the very last episode, we were prepping for a big. Oh no, the storm had just happened.
The ice storm.
The ice storm.
And then the week after, we had a snowstorm. And we actually got a foot of snow
We actually got a lot.
in South Charlotte.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
that was
well, how many
crazy.
total inches was it?
11.
11 inches hit Charlotte, North Carolina. The most in 25 years?
Yep.
And it was like the top 5 of all time or something?
Yeah, the last time that they got more than I think a couple of inches was like 2004, 2003.
Yeah, it was a lot of snow.
Yeah, record breaking, actually. Top 5 snows in history of Charlotte. So it was crazy. It was fun. It was crazy. We didn't lose power. We didn't but it was actually really nice because within 4 days, it was all gone.
All gone. And then yesterday, it was 80 degrees.
I wore a skirt to work. That was crazy.
Yeah.
It was
And like
crazy.
we're used to like crazy weather changes because in Vermont they literally say like if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes and it'll change.
Right.
But this is way better because hopefully we can say that there's no more snow coming.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like 30 degrees on Monday.
which is just not cool
But
at all.
there's no snow. We've
Yeah.
also gotten a lot of rain the past couple weeks. Too.
Some people on stream today were saying that the mountains might be getting snowy this weekend.
Yeah.
So we might see snow again.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either.
I
But
hope not.
yeah, thankfully it's warmed up again, and we're hopefully very much out of the thick of it for any type of ice or snow, because again, the people around here go crazy. I was literally shoveling our driveway and brushing off the truck because it was Sunday. You guys know what that means. Family dinner on Sunday, and our neighbor was like, "Where do you think you guys are going?"
We're like going to get dinner.
Like, we're going 5 miles down the road. They're like, "You got a truck, and I know you're from the north, but you ain't going nowhere."
And I'm standing in this driveway, and I'm like, yeah, watch me.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, some of the roads were awful. Like,
Yeah.
on our way to dinner, we were coming up to an intersection where a hill came down and met, and this, what kind of Mercedes was it?
Oh, it was an AMG.
AMG.
It was like one
Just
of the
comes
compact.
bombing down. We're like 3 cars behind. And I was like, wow, that AMG, or that Mercedes is like just trying to cut people off and like get places. But no, they couldn't stop coming down the hill.
They had
It was
no
a T
control.
intersection, and they went right off the side. And then he just threw it in reverse and thought he was going to get out of this like gully in a $100,000 Mercedes sedan.
Yeah.
And he did not. Thankfully, there was literally a sheriff's deputy and an ambulance like just casually driving by. So
Yeah. But yeah, so we did that, but we were supposed to have a podcast last week or something like that. The past 2 weeks. I became very ill. I was very, very, very sick. So was down for the count for a good
for like
almost a week.
at least, I want to say like at least a week. It was a solid week.
Yeah, so I got sick, and then I started feeling better, went back to work, kind of was like, we're going to lay low. Monday came around, I was fine. Tuesday, I was not in good shape. I mean, some of you that watch stream, you probably remember about a week or two ago on a Tuesday stream.
Yeah. I canceled stream that
I had
night.
to cancel because I was
Kenny was down bad.
ill.
Very, very much down bad. Like she was sick.
Yeah. And it takes a lot for me to be like, I think we should go to urgent care. We went to urgent care. They didn't really do much. I was hoping that they would give me like a Z-Pack. They didn't. They were like, "Oh, do you want a doctor's note?" I was like, "No, I'm the boss." So
Yeah, they really seemed like they were more of like, okay, like, what do you want out of this? Like, do you need a doctor's note?
I was like, "Yeah, I'm 30.
Right.
I'm not a teenager in school that I need a
Like a get out of
tardy slip for."
right.
But yeah, no. So I was very sick. So it kind of put the podcast.
Kind of everything just to the side for a while because
Yeah.
you weren't able to do much. Like you
couldn't
weren't
eat.
able to eat. We weren't going anywhere. We weren't really
No.
doing anything.
Yeah, I'm feeling much better, but I think it was the flu to a certain extent. I was also nervous that like I almost like had like an appendicitis or something. I
Yeah.
was like, something's bad.
Yeah, you weren't feeling good. That's for sure, at all. And then again, thankfully, you're feeling much better now. Because like, granted, I wasn't not nearly as sick as you were, but I genuinely swear, I was sick from, like just like a little cold, nothing crazy, but literally from Christmas to the beginning of February.
Yeah.
Like I could not like clear my head. Was just like snotty, coughing all night. Just felt like absolute crap. Headaches all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, just, per usual, I'd hammer the NyQuil and DayQuil, and it just wasn't going away.
Mhm.
And it was very, very obnoxious.
But yeah, so feeling much better, but that's what, I mean, it started a lot of the chaos, and we'll breeze by. If you watch the last episode, we did have some preparation for the Super Bowl, because some of you know that I'm a diehard Patriots fan. And I will say one statement: we deserved the outcome that we got, and I will leave it at that. It was disappointing. It wasn't a good game.
It was a boring game.
It was kind of pathetic. But the better team won, and I'm not I'm a realist. We talk about that quite often. Is I don't live in a la la land, even when it comes to my sports teams. Like, I can talk some serious smack, and I can, go to toe to toe with anybody when it comes about my sports teams. But no, not
You're
this.
also not going to sit there and be like, well, this happened, and then
Yeah,
that
they
happened.
weren't calling anything. No, we
and
didn't play
this.
football.
Like, it was a bad game.
Yeah, we didn't play football.
Had to take down our Patriots flag that was all ripped up. Thought it was going to be like our keepsake. Lucky, flag for the Patriots, and we had to dispose of it.
Yep. So that was that. We enjoyed watching it. We were over at my sister's house with the family.
A little Sunday dinner, Super Bowl edition.
Yep. Other than that, that was our recap. That's where we've been. Kind of been a little bit bing bonging around.
I feel like it kind of got a little back and forth there for a little bit with just random stuff, but it kind of gave me like a glimpse into summer when we do get crazy with stuff.
Yeah, I was on the road this week, quite a bit with work. Just I had a lot of meetings elsewhere and had a lot of stuff going on, so we're starting to pick back up just in terms of things going on in our life and getting
especially
busy
with the
again.
weather getting warmer, got things coming up, getting ready for stuff.
Yeah.
It was also Valentine's Day, as you guys know. Kenny hates Valentine's Day.
We celebrated.
Yep.
Valentine's Day. I was sick.
You were sick, but you were working.
Yeah.
And I remember I was streaming and people were like, aren't you supposed, because Valentine's Day was on a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Saturday or Sunday? Had to have been Saturday because you were working.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
And people were like, it's the weekend and Valentine's Day, like shouldn't you be spending time with Kenny? And I was like, well, she's at work, like, oh, where are you guys going for dinner? What are you going to cook her? And I was like, honestly, we're probably going to get DoorDash.
Yeah, we did, and our DoorDash was actually disgusting.
It was awful. But I got Kenny some flowers, a card, and we kind of had the same idea for a gift this year, kind of not rotating, but focusing on the proposal.
The engagement. Also, to twist off of the engagement and Valentine's Day and how much we love each other, that
was a crazy facial expression, and I almost eye rolled there.
Me?
Yeah, you're like how much we love each other, and it kind of caught me off guard there.
Are you being drama?
I'm not being drama.
I didn't eye roll. Anyways, I need to get my ring resized. And so we went to the jeweler that he bought the ring at. And so we went in and I was like, it shouldn't be too bad. And the lady who apparently sold him the ring and did the whole shebang was the woman that we walked in and dealt with. And
she was low-key grumpy and just short
she was
and quiet. And
I honestly didn't enjoy that experience. She didn't even look at us when we walked in. And I was like, hello? And there, if any of you have been into a jewelry store, it's not like it's foot traffic. No, you're usually one group or one person in there.
Right.
Max two.
Right. There's never a lot of people swarming a jewelry store.
Yeah. And so I was like, can we talk about getting my ring resized? And she was like, it's 6 weeks.
The first thing out of her mouth. And I was like, first off, easy with the two, Deborah.
Yeah, because he knows her name.
Debbie.
They're close.
Yeah, she was super great. And I know she was selling me a ring then, and now we're not really buying anything, but dang, Debbie.
Well, I don't know, who knows? We could have bought our wedding bands then.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she was having a tough day. It was slow. Maybe Deborah's got some things going on. Yeah. I don't know, but it was a little different than the purchasing experience. And second off, I was very surprised that it took 6 weeks for a ring resize.
So she was like, so if you really want, I can take it today, but you got to make sure, you're okay with not having it for 6 weeks. And I was like, well, first of all, no, but at the same time, if that's my only option, that's my only option. But I don't know. It was strange, but I was like, I'll hold on to it because we're going away this weekend for just a little mini vacation. And I was like, we'll bring it back in a week or so. And so Deborah will have my ring for 6 weeks.
Right. And like your sister said this morning, hopefully it doesn't actually take that long.
Right.
And I mean, I get it. It's not just
hopefully she's just overshooting it.
Right, but they also undershot the actual ring itself. and then said, oh no, it's actually going to take this long. And I was like, okay. And then they delayed it again. So hopefully it's because it's not the creation of the actual ring, it's much easier to do. But again, it's a bigger company, so they have probably tons of rings coming in all the time for resizing or whatever. But again, it's not like it's being built from scratch again.
Yeah. I ordered a fake one.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Like, how do they...
So it's not this one. I got a cheap one, but there's also like on Etsy you can, and it's not diamond, so that's
Right.
what makes it like cheap. But you can go on like Etsy or like there's like other like replica sites, and you send them a picture of your ring and they build you one. But it's like if you were to like look at the diamonds on them,
Right, you'd be able to tell or like handle it kind of thing.
well, yeah, it's not a diamond, so you wouldn't be able to see it. So like you put it under a microscope and it's like zirconium and like different things. But I got a cheap one for like the first bit, but then for like them to design like a fake one, so like if we were to go on vacation,
Yeah.
then I could wear that and like leave my real one here at home.
Yeah.
But you just send them pictures, and there's good ones that they'll build literally an identical ring, and it's like $350.
Yeah, that's not bad to protect your investment, especially like you go out of the country or whatever. Like I think of us going on a trip here, like, that kind of trip is fine because it's almost like what's any different than, going a couple hours away than...
Well, and it won't leave my hand unless if I'm sleeping or in the
Right,
shower, which would be
exactly.
right next to us.
Or like, we're going to...
But if we were going to like the beach,
Right, Bahamas or something for a week and
like,
whatever.
I'm not gonna wear it on a boat. But like, it also made me think when I was like buying like a mimic ring I'm like, do you think that people buy like a mimic ring just like...
Absolutely. I see it literally all the time on TikTok of these like pawn shops where people will come in with like chains or like, diamond rings and stuff like, oh, this is my ex-man's, or like, oh, my ex-girl got me this, yada, yada, yada. It's 24 karat or it's, 3.5 carat stone or whatever. And the guys are like, nah, this is fake. And they're like, what do you mean? They said they paid, this, that, and the other thing for it. And the guy's like, they have like a little gun that like tells them what the gold is or whatever. And they're like, it's not even coming up as gold. Like it's sterling.
Yeah.
And people are like, man, my ex-girl got me good. Like, what the heck? So absolutely, people, I guarantee, buy even like the good quality like CZs. Like, I've seen some of those where like, again, I know nothing about jewelry, but if you ask me, I'd be like, yeah, it looks real.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so...
Guarantee people do it.
Yeah. But like, I was looking at that, I'm like, in the description, it's like a beautiful engagement ring, and like, you can build one and like have it sent to you and you're spending $350 versus...
Yeah, I mean, some people, that's probably totally okay with them.
Right, exactly. But like, you imagine being like lying.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if people are going to buy it and be like, oh yeah, this is 5 carats total, when it's not even a CZ ring, for crying out loud.
Like, I think of people that don't make a big deal of like an engagement or a wedding, that they're like, just give me something that looks good.
Looks the part kind of thing.
Right.
And again, okay, you lose it, you're out $300, not however much that real ring would have been.
Right. But yeah, so that's kind of been what's going on, is we've been kind of bing bongy. So right now I have a little plastic, like, it almost looks like a little like
the plastic scrunchy like keychain holders.
Yeah. And like the key fobs that you get at the gym or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's
Hammer's
funny.
being wild.
But she put like this little insert in, so it sits a little bit more snug than what it was, but it was flying off my finger.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also winter, so she put a sizer on and she was like, oh, try this. And I already knew that I wouldn't fit because I wear other rings. And I was like, yeah, I'm not that size. And she was like, let's try it anyways, and jammed it on my ring. And she was like trying to yank it off. And I was like, you mind if I take it? But I had the whole sizer chain on,
like
and I'm like
1,500
rolling it off of my knuckles. And
I thought it was gonna get stuck. Genuinely,
it was stuck. But
and then like, how do they get that off? That gets stuck.
I'd be walking around with that on. It's my new piece.
Because I've seen like
I'd have
videos,
to go like run underwater.
I've seen people where they get stung or something in the hand, and their fingers swell up, and like they literally have to get
It cut off.
like the fire department has to cut it off.
There's people that when they go into labor or when they have a baby and they keep their ring on at all times, and like it will cut off circulation just in the swelling, and like because you're getting pumped with fluids,
Right.
so you swell.
Yeah, no.
And then they have to cut the rings off.
Yeah, some of those videos look very uncomfortable and not cool at all, but
yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on with us and what we have done since the last podcast, and just kind of feels a little bit chaotic just because we feel like we're living our highs are high and our lows are low in terms of being sick or having stuff going on.
Right.
And kind of just figuring out us and stuff like that, and everybody's still asking is when's the date, when's all of the stuff is.
we don't have a clue.
Don't know.
We don't even have a clue.
And like, to be honest, it's getting to the point where it's like starting to stress me out a little bit, and I don't like that. I don't like feeling the slightest bit of pressure, and nobody should be creating any pressure for us other than us.
Yeah.
And like, it's not you that's putting pressure on me, but it's like the amount of people that are now asking, and I'm like, it's been today is 2 months.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah,
just to kind of enjoying the moment.
Right, and that's the thing. It's just like, I mean, I guess I get it to a degree, but if it's like the same people,
right,
like, okay, chill. But if it's like, I get it, we're,
and like we're freshly engaged, but it's gonna get to the point where like we'll have people in our life that get engaged after us, and for people that listen or watch is like, it doesn't matter. It truly doesn't. Like,
right.
If you enjoy your time and you're living in the moment, like, enjoy it. Nobody else needs your timeline other than you.
Right. And again, like, I get it of people being just curious, and that's, whatever. But if it's the same people over and over, like, you got the answer. You haven't found out there is a date. So just like, I don't know, wait until there is one.
Right.
Because we're in no rush. And I mean, if we were in a rush, we could handle it tomorrow if we really wanted to, but we're kind of just living.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of stuff that are coming up. Like, we've got some trips and, some big things that are coming, for work for kind of both of us. And, the season's kicking off here soon for Kenny at the club. So we're just kind of hunkering in and getting ready for another busy warm season here in the old North Carolina.
Yeah. But yeah, so with that being said, is we are on to our first trip of the year, really.
Yeah,
we leave tomorrow. But we're going to the casino.
We are going to the casino. And like I think I mentioned on one of the last podcasts, is most of you know I love to gamble. I've always gambled. Like, in Vermont, me and my buddies, my family, we would drive to an Indian reservation in upstate New York that was in the middle of nowhere, like nothing around it. And we'd go for like a day trip. Me and my friends have, spent the night over there. There's literally nothing around it. Like, you have to eat the crappy casino food there. There's like one gas station at the entrance of the casino, and then there's nothing else really even close around it. Like, there's no bars to go to. Like, there's nothing extracurricular about going to that casino. We used to go up to Montreal all the time for their casino. I love to gamble. Kenny has only gambled once?
Like, I've been to the casino a handful of times. I lived in Florida, and so we'd go to the Hard Rock quite a bit with me and in my friend group and stuff like that. But it's just not my thing. It's not my thing. So I've only ever gambled at the casino one time in my life.
What did you play? Was it just slots or?
Yeah, it was just slots, and I've only ever gambled $20 of my own money.
$20. She's
Ever.
been to the casino a handful of times and has only spent $20.
It's like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I like my money too much.
I mean, hell, I do too, but I'm telling you, once you get on one machine and say you put $40 in it.
That's an addictive personality.
Yes, and I have an addictive personality. But like I said, once you sit down and you put $40 in a machine and that mini game pops up and that little devil and that little angel are swirling around and you got free games and that thing is pinging off like, and you just won 100, 500, $1,000. Ugh. But with that being said, of me enjoying the casino and Kenny not enjoying the casino, I was very surprised for my first gift at Christmas was a trip to the casino.
It was.
But there's
Well,
it's like a resort, so it's not
Yeah.
like we're just going to be going for 2 days and spending the entire time on the casino floor.
No.
That is not happening.
No.
But I'm excited because of when we are going, Sunday, Monday, coming home Tuesday, because the casino will be less busy, and that I think will help you kind of find your feel of what you like to gamble, whether it be roulette, whether it be virtual poker or blackjack or the slots. Hell, I might find you in the smokers section ripping a dart on a high roller slot. I don't know.
Heck yeah, you are. I love that. If this is probably too much information about me. I love like things that are nostalgic. So when I think of a casino, I think of those old white-headed senior citizens that are on their scooters with their clear
Oxygen dragging behind them.
clear cut, like the translucent visor,
Yeah.
their glasses, ripping cigarettes. I love that. I want that to be mean. I don't want to I do.
The hell?
You don't think that would be so cool?
That would be hilarious,
you
but
look
that is the
over-
furthest thing from you.
You look over, I'm scooting. I got one of those visors on. I'm wearing my sunnies inside and I'm ripping darts.
That is a wild.
How good is that?
I think that's hilarious.
It's
And
not meant to be funny.
And I think
I'm being serious.
if we win enough, we can make that happen.
See, like I'll give an example. Is I did some work from home today, and the boys at work were seeing some of my emails that I was sending because they're attached to them, and my boss he said to me, "Are you playing slots while sending out these emails or what?" And I was like, "I'm in the smoke room on my email right now." And he was like, "There is no way." And I was like, "No, we haven't left yet." But
just, I think the people watching in a casino is great. Is
Yeah.
great because my
I agree.
grandmother was a huge, huge, huge gambler.
yeah.
Like, my grandfather passed away years ago. He was in the army, she got his pension, and she was kind of like a stay-at-home daycare owner. And she would get on these like senior trips in Vermont where they'd get on a big Greyhound bus and they'd go to that Indian reservation for the day. And she's the one that pretty much taught me how to play slots. And she was the kind of woman that, if the machine wasn't really doing what she needed to, she would touch the screen and rub the numbers and change from hitting the button to spin it to actually pulling the lever. Like, there was a method to her madness.
Yeah.
And she was never one to know, if like the cheapest bet you could do would be, a penny. And the max bet would be, $5. She's like, there's no reason to go to a casino if you're gonna bet the lowest denomination. And my mom
I was just going to say, that's crazy.
is the complete opposite. We will go to a casino. She will go to a casino with $100 and just do penny bets.
But and that's the craziest thing is I've been around your family. I've been around you. I know your parents. And they're the luckiest people I've ever met in my life. In my life. And we've talked about it before. And I'm going to use your father as an example because that son of a gun is probably the luckiest man I've ever met. Ever. In my life. If you don't know this, he has won the lottery before. And he got all of the numbers except for what? One?
So he got all of the numbers, and the game was heads or tails. So you had to pick heads or tails.
Correct.
And he picked tails instead of heads or vice versa.
But still won.
Yeah.
And so,
He also won a car through Survivor the game show.
Literally, the game shows that you're like, oh, nobody ever does that. No, they won it. He won a car.
The ugliest car in the world.
We actually have the license plate in our garage.
Yep.
Like, what it was the one thing that he put in. You guys were leaving a casino. He put the nickel in.
Yeah, so we were in Vegas when I was a kid. We were in California for a little while. I went to Vegas, and we were in the Excalibur Hotel. And he like found a nickel or something, and won like put it in. And that's when it used to be you put in change, and he won like 10 grand off of a nickel.
Like me on my side of things. In my world and in my mind, I am the most unlucky person I've ever met in my life. And so, like, it's, like, weird. Because you're lucky, too.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually talking with Justin and your dad and my dad about it a couple weeks ago at pickleball. I was like, I genuinely think of all of the times I've gambled and all of the money I've spent, I really do think I am above. Like, I'm up.
Yeah.
Like, we get free cruises in the mail all of the time from Royal Caribbean because I went on a cruise with some friends years ago, spent a ton of money, and ended up winning like 8 grand. And that's when, you have the player's card. So they comp you and you get like free food, this, whatever. And they still, to this day, will send us like 2 pamphlets a week for free cruises. And we can pick the cruise, pick when. Like, the first time I went with my buddies to a different Indian reservation, we had just gotten there. We start, hammering drinks. We're drunk. I walk into the high roller. This is when I had like no money.
Yeah.
Went to the high roller, put in $100, and didn't realize that the high roller, I knew the high roller was obviously more expensive, but I didn't know my denomination of how much that spin was going to be. So I spun it once, and my credits went from 1 credit to 0 credits. So it was a $100 spin, and while it's spinning, it lights up. I'm wasted. And all of a sudden, it's like hand payout, hand payout, hand payout. And I'm like 22. I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is. And it didn't have a ticket reader in it. So they literally had to come over. I won like $3,500 off of 1 spin.
And what'd you do with that $3,500?
We went to the club at the casino and got bottle service.
Which, if anybody has ever gotten bottle service ever in their life, what'd you guys get? 2 bottles?
We got 2 bottles for $800.
And what were the bottles?
1 bottle of 5th of Tito's and a 5th of Captain Morgan.
Yeah. So your 2 handles that you could get for $60, less than what he put in the machine.
Yeah. Could have gotten that booze.
Yep.
And like it was crazy because like again we were young, we were dumb, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna hook you guys up. Like how many bottles do you want? And we're like, we're probably just gonna get 2. And they're like, oh yeah. And there were a ton of booths. So the reason we ended up pushing for bottle service because there were no bar stools at the bar, and all of the seating was for bottle service.
Right.
And we're like, you know what? I just won. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. And we say 2 bottles, and there was a ton of booths on the actual, like, around the dance floor or whatever.
Right.
And then there was a top tier. And, like, we're going to put you on the balcony. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, oh, hell yeah, oh, hell yeah. And literally, they put us in the back corner. We couldn't even see the dance floor. There was nobody else upstairs. And literally, you weren't allowed to pour your own drinks.
Just like a bunch of broke white boys.
Bunch of broke white boys. My buddy Tommy was like, we need to create backstories. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why we're getting bought? We bought 2 bottles. We're not rich.
Have you ever bought bottle service other than that moment?
No. But yeah, literally, we had a waitress that would come over and make the drinks, and it was like 3/4 booze to piss through the bottle, so we would hopefully buy another one.
Yeah, I've only ever had bottle service where we got to pour our own drinks.
Yeah, they were like, you cannot pour your own drinks. It came with like, you could pick like 6 different mixers, and they brought all the garnishes and stuff and a bucket of ice or whatever. Mm-hmm. And like, we went through a bottle of Captain pretty quick, and she's like, I'll grab you guys another one. And I'm like, is it discounted? And they're like, no, it's still $4.10 or something. I'm like, wow, we're all right.
Yeah, but no. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I wouldn't say I'm excited to gamble. Like, I'm excited to like.
Are you excited to see me in the zone at the casino?
No, I'm really not. I'm not. That's like one thing about our relationship that like I am definitely not a frugal girl by any means, but I like knowing the direction that my money is going. And one thing in our relationship that is like kind of like an unspoken rule, I would say, is I don't care that you go to the casino.
Right.
I don't care that you gamble. If it was an issue, it would be a different story.
Like if we weren't paying bills or
Correct.
like I was there every weekend.
Correct.
It'd probably be an issue.
Correct. And I would say that when he goes, I want to know nothing. I want zero information.
Yeah, she doesn't ask like how much you bringing. She never asks like,
Nope.
did you win? Did you lose? It's just like, how was the casino?
Correct.
I was like, yeah, it was good.
Like,
Won, didn't win.
Did you enjoy your time? And do you have a warrant for your arrest? And that's pretty much where we leave it.
Can we
like,
pay the bills?
I know when you win because it's like, do you want to know? And I'm like, at that point, you wouldn't be asking me that.
Right, yeah, I'm not going to like rub it in if I lost.
If you were down.
Right.
And so usually, more or less, I will say, nope.
Yeah, like, and don't get me wrong, I love to gamble.
And this is our like ongoing joke, is like, I'll get home from work and he's like, did we get rich today? And I'll be like, nah. And or he's working and I'll be like, did we get rich today? No. But like it's more or less of like our joke. So in the sense of gambling and like when you go with like my dad,
right.
Your dad, my brother-in-law, or your buddies or whatever it is, I'll be like, did we get rich?
Right.
Can I retire?
Yeah.
The answer is no. I don't want to know.
And like I love a casino, always have, love to gamble, but I also have never found myself being like, oh, I only have $100 left in my savings, like let's go to the casino, even when I didn't really have good sources of income. But and like people will get mad at losing at a casino, which I understand, like you're obviously not going to a casino to lose, but I always tell everybody, however much money you're going to the casino with, expect to lose it. Expect to walk out of there. If you're going with $500, $1,000, whatever it is, expect to walk out of that with no money. Because if you go in being like, I've got $500, I'm turning this into $5,000, all right, you're going to be pissed off because the likelihood of that happening is pretty slim.
Correct.
But it's a good time. The best thing about where we're going is like it's literally a resort. So there's like 6 to 8 restaurants. There's a ton of bars. They've got a spa. They've got a golf course there. There's tons of. They have a bowling alley. Like there's plenty to do, and that's I think what I'm most excited for because I love those kind of like all-in-one.
It's like a giant Dave and Buster's.
Exactly.
But yeah, so it will be good. It will be fun. Yeah, I'm more excited. Like to be honest, like the way that I picture it is like if you wanted to go down and you wanted to gamble in like a moment where I don't want to, I'd be like, go do it. I'll meet you down there.
Yeah.
I'd be like laying in bed, just enjoying peace and quiet and not working or.
Yeah, I'm excited to just kind of detach and go somewhere we haven't been together.
Yeah, but no, and for the people that were asking, especially on the cruise, the cruise is off the table.
Kenny's not a cruiser.
I'm not a cruiser.
And like I like him, but my biggest complaint is just there's way too many damn people. The people is what gets me. Mm-hmm. Like I went on a cruise with a buddy of mine and a bunch of friends a while ago, years ago, and we did a 7 or 8 day cruise, and it was just full of old people. Mm-hmm. Like the elevators would open up, and there's 2 scooters in there, and it's just like you can't get anywhere. And I remember asking like someone of the staff of like, is this normal to have this many old people? And they're like, honestly, the longer cruise you go on, the older the clientele is because most young people can't afford to, take time off of school or whatever it may be, or just don't have the money for the longer cruises. And I was like, man, it was just old people everywhere, but there's just way too many people. Mm-hmm. But I do love the thought of just being able to wake up at any time or anytime, just wander down to the casino. And
do you actually do this?
I'm just like my grandmother. Sometimes if the button ain't working, I'll give it a yank. Or
do they actually have the?
Some of them still do, yeah. Or what you also do is you hit the cash out button, and the machine thinks that you left, but then you take your ticket, you put it in your pocket, and you put fresh cash in it, and it thinks it's a new person. That's another trick.
That's criminal.
Another trick. When you're on a losing streak, pop that ticket out if you got $25 left. Put fresh cash in.
That is wild.
I really hope I get on a rip at the roulette wheel. Nothing I love more than just hitting numbers on the roulette wheel.
3/11/16.
Stretch it.
Stretch it.
But we're excited. We're heading out tomorrow, coming back Tuesday at some point. It'll be a nice little getaway.
Little mini vacay.
We
Before
need
it gets crazy. It has already gotten crazy, but
yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like we've had a lot of moments that will have clips for our TikTok.
Yeah. Speaking of TikTok, Kenny posted some clips a couple weeks ago, and some people, I don't want to say some of y'all because maybe it's just getting on people's TikTok algorithm.
Yeah.
Where we post like a 15-second clip, and people absolutely go hog wild in the regards of like, I can't even remember what the clip was about, but they're like, oh, buckle up, Burt, or like, oh, it's already over, or like
you want to retract your question.
yeah, like, do you want to retract your proposal, like.
And like for those that listen to our podcast, is like, you all are here for a purpose, and we're here for you guys, and that's half of it. But like the stuff that people say on the internet is crazy. They think, and like most of our listeners know, is like we have friendly banter.
A lot of banter.
It's not like we just started dating like
right.
a year ago and we are strangers and we're getting to know each other. It's like, no. We've known each other for
years.
We like a dozen years. And it's more or less like,
but they're also, and like people are just,
we were friends. And
yeah.
So like when I give you a hard time, but like people are like, oh, she's just so mean to you, is like, you should run for the hills.
Right.
Like, she's rotten.
And they're also basing it off of a 15-second clip on TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's like when I'm streaming, I'm also live on TikTok, and people will come in and be like, grown man, by the way, or like, get a job, freak. When are you going to grow up? This man's single. And it's just like, and like 9 times out of 10, I'd probably say 9.9 out of 10. My favorite thing to do when those people come in here is just ask them questions.
Yeah.
Like, talk to them, like, oh, like, what do you mean, get a job? Like, hey, this is actually my job, or, you know.
Right.
Or people come in and be like, oh, stolen valor, this guy thinks he's a cop, like, could never make the force, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like, let's chat about it. And I've had so many people where they've done that, and then, like, 3 months later, after they've gotten the toxicity at them, they'll be like, hey, brother, sorry for that. Like, this is really cool. Love what you guys are doing. And they're sending, you know, roses on TikTok.
Like, that's just so slimy.
But people are awful on the internet.
Yeah.
People are awful on the internet.
And just, like, my thing is like, their words don't matter. Like, most of the people, like, it has to be, like, a negative algorithm in the TikTok world. Is like, people are, like, truly nasty. But they're so big and so tough behind a screen.
Right, because they have some weird username, a picture from Google Images.
Like, and I'm like, really? Does this allow, like, you sleep better at night because of this? Like,
yeah.
You have to type this out.
Right.
And hit send.
My favorite also is to be like, when people are like, oh, this live sucks, and I'll literally bring up their actual TikTok profile and then just absolutely blast whatever they've got on their TikTok profile.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just silly to me, but
you got to be careful, because some people will send some crazy things. Like, it sounds stupid, but like, people have genuinely threatened horrible things on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've had to ban people on Twitch, like, whatever, like, on TikTok, just for saying horrible things. Like, it is what it is, but like, you got to be smart about it in the sense of like protecting yourself.
For
like,
sure.
Don't feed into it. Who cares? 9 times out of 10, it's a blanket threat, just somebody being, you know, crazy on the internet. You got to take it seriously, obviously, but you're also not going to be like, hey, 911, yeah, hey, I just got a death threat on TikTok. And they're going to be like, okay, block it, like, there's nothing we can do.
And you know, it's like, I think, like, honestly, the most disheartening thing is we are adults. So, like, we have, you know, repetition in our life where, like, those things actually don't matter and we can allow them to, like, slide off of our back. But I would say the kids.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, there are kids that do that. And, like, it's way more serious to them.
Right.
And, like, these grown-ass adults and just small humans to the world
Right.
are the ones that are saying stuff to like kids.
And like, I get it in the sense of like, well, you're putting it out on the internet. Like, I have an opinion. Great, that's fine. But also, why do you have to voice that opinion to me? If you don't like what you're watching or you don't like that clip, like, don't do it.
Right.
Don't watch it. Don't look at it. Don't interact with it. Like,
Yeah.
you took the time, like you said, out of your day to literally
Yeah.
say something awful to someone you don't know.
Right. Do I hate Bert's friends?
You can tell there's not, you guys aren't streaming tonight. Like, you can tell because you're in here being silly. But that does kind of lead us into our last part, and I have a feeling that all of these kind folks are going to have some questions for us.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we usually don't stop mid-podcast to answer any questions. However, at the end of this episode, we did leave some for some write-ins if we had any on Discord, or if there are any questions on the live stream. Again, those who listen on Apple Music, Spotify, or YouTube, we do film this live on our Twitch page. So, Twitch viewers, do you all have any questions for Kenny or I?
Or both of us.
Or both of us? I hope you don't mind me asking, but have you talked about whether kids are a part of your future? Yes, we have. Yes, at some point we'd like to have children. Agree with me so they don't seem like I want kids and you don't.
Yeah. No, we've talked about that. We definitely want at one point in our life in the future to have our own family.
We're not going to have a squadron of kids by any means.
Nope. We aren't. We've had a few conversations, and it was a joke. It is a joke for a long time. So Nick is the last Riley boy to continue the name. So no matter what we do, he would like a boy.
I don't want. I need.
It's not. In all seriousness, that's not.
No.
It's also my body.
I understand that, and it's not
Yeah.
like we can choose. Like, yes, would I love a boy to continue on the Riley name? Absolutely.
Correct.
If we wind up with girls, is that going to make me mad? No.
Nope. But so that's, and to be honest, I think that I would be a better boy mom than I would girl mom, but that's my own connotation.
Yeah.
But it usually doesn't work that way. The more you want one, the more
Right.
you're going to get the other. So, yeah. I think we would. I don't want to ever be outnumbered, so.
True. What other questions y'all have? Chaz, I can't read that question very well. I don't know if you can reword that.
Which one?
So Kenny's sick is why Burt went long and did a 70. I didn't do a 72-hour stream with no sleeping. What are you talking about?
That wasn't when I was sick. I was out of town when he did that.
Yeah, whenever we do like 24-hour streams, anything over 12 hours, it's always when Kenny's out of town.
How long have we been together and where did we meet? So we actually went to school together. We went to high school together. Grew up in the same town. Our relationship, like dating, has been what?
Gonna be 2 years next month.
Yeah, 2 years where we've been dating. We were best friends since I graduated college, so
2020? No,
2019.
before that. Yeah.
2019. So we reconnected after I finished college and moved in together. We were roommates. We were friends. He
Yep.
deployed. I moved to Florida. Kind of went our separate ways in life, and then kind of reconnected 2.5 years ago.
A little over that, I'd say.
Yeah,
Ish.
probably 3 years ago. It was like midsummer,
Yep.
so going on 3 years where it kind of changed, I would say.
But yeah, grew up together and then found our way down to North Carolina together. Well, Kenny was already here, but Thacker. When you all get married, is Burt taking your last name, Kenny? No. Kenny is not giving me her last name. I am giving her my last name.
That would be funny.
That would not be funny to me.
We joke about it, and by we I mean I joke about it.
Kenny likes to joke about it.
So, no, I will take his name. There's no reason for me to hyphen or anything like that. I do have a great tattoo idea. I do think I will get my dad's handwriting in my last name in a tattoo.
On your lip?
In my father's handwriting in my mouth? No.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Kind of made that weird there. Does Burt sleep with his zin in? That's the only time I don't have a zin in, is when I'm sleeping or eating. I can't really think of another time.
Yeah, I don't know. Why is Burt always yelling? He just has a very, 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 very loud voice.
I'm just loud.
Very loud at all times. Real question. Kenny, do you feel secure about building a marriage while streaming is such a big part of Burt's life? That is a good question. It has never affected our relationship or our lifestyle. I think that there's moments where I have to voice, like, we need more time together, or I need more time for you not to focus on maybe stream at this certain hour because we have something else that we have to do. I've never been worried about it. I've never had any insecurities with him prioritizing the stream or that lifestyle more than he prioritizes ours. So I feel pretty secure. Like, and if in terms of financially as well, is like, it's one of those ongoing things that we've always talked about is he chose this life, he chose this career path, and I support him 100%. I don't care if, I always say, I don't care if you're the trash man and you pick up trash for a living. If you love doing it, then I'll support you. And that's kind of the same thing that he does for me. Is my job is a lot, and it takes a lot from me. It takes a lot of my time, and in moments he has to remind me that I am a human being and I need to focus on my life, not just on my work life. So it's a give and take. So I'm plenty secure with what he does for his career, going into a marriage in our future.
And Kenny was kind of the one that kind of pushed me towards of like, because when I moved down to North Carolina, I was, looking for jobs, didn't really know what to do, and, kind of sat down and I was like, this could be an opportunity for a job. Like, it's going to take a lot, but, what do you think? And Kenny's like, get after it. Like, if this is something that you want, go for it. Like she kind of said, she doesn't really care what I do for work, and as long as I'm happy and, it's a good career, then absolutely go for it. And, I'm very lucky to be able to call, streaming a job. Is it different in a lot of ways? Yes. Like, Hammer, it's not just turning on the computer for a couple hours a day. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that, happens on the, back end of it. Like, it's just it's a wild game. We never know what the next day is going to bring, the next month, the next year. Like, but, and it's tough because the prime time's in the evening and, Kenny's home in the evening. So it kind of just makes things challenging at times, but we both understand that, her job, especially in the summertime, is very busy and has a lot going on. So her days are a little bit longer. And, like I'll use this last 30 days for me. These last 30 days have been insane with like the growth and the new followership and stuff that have come to the page where I've been really grinding it out. Like it's been a lot, and it comes with the turf, and we're both very understanding of that, both in both careers. And at the end of the day, now is the time for Kenny and I both to be absolutely grinding it out. So when we do have kids and when that time comes, hopefully we don't have to do it as much. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we're not having super late nights and I'm not streaming until 10 o'clock, or, she doesn't have to work a 16-hour day, 5 days a week in the summertime, because we've gotten our careers in a place that can kind of take a step back, focus on other things, and still have our careers where we want them to be and need them to be for our lives. But it's a lot. But again, she's my biggest supporter and I'm her biggest supporter, and it's a blessing. It really is.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
No, I mean, in terms of the job itself, I think the only stipulation that I ever show concern to is the amount of time that goes into it is necessary and part of the job, but also shaving off time to take care of himself. It's not even taking care of me. Is, get out and do the things that you need to do for yourself and make them a priority. Is the computer, the followers, the stream itself will all kind of fall into place. Taking an hour for himself is just as important. Just like taking a lunch break at work. For anybody that works a standardized 9-to-5 job, you imagine going your whole day, your whole week, not taking a lunch break, not taking a break, where you just take a moment to breathe and detach from what you have been doing all day. It's necessary.
Yeah. And I mean, that was a tough hurdle for me because I had never worked from home. I was always, I was in the Air Force, so I wasn't ever working from home. And, that lifestyle change of being able to wake up and working and, just being here just kind of made things easy of like, oh, I don't need to go out, or, oh, I don't need to do that. And kind of forcing myself to do things was very different because before it was stuff that just naturally happened because I was out and about already or whatever else. And it was just different.
Yeah.
Just different.
What would you do if streaming came to an end?
That's a good question. And I mean, I try not to think about it because I never want it to end. But I think of, getting back into some sort of, logistics position because my Air Force background is very logistics based. And it'd probably be something in logistics, and whether it be, motor pool, material management, something of that nature, nothing super, super fun by any means. I've also thought of, I always joke with Kenny of like, oh, I'll just, I always wanted to become a cop. I'll become a cop, but I don't think that would ever actually come to fruition.
No, not where we are.
Yeah.
Not in the city of Charlotte. That I would fight that one.
Yeah.
I would fight that more than I would ever fight you streaming. So
Yeah.
If golf ever ended for me, I don't know. I'm a big sports girl, so I went to school for it. I went to school for a marketing and sports management degree. So probably something along those lines. I honestly thought that I was going to get into like some sort of, marketing agent for a motorsports team because that's literally all that sport is.
Right.
Is, especially here in Charlotte, working for some sort of, even the speedway of some sort and working on, their social media pages, stuff like that. I could see myself doing anything in terms of marketing. Maybe I'll become a professional cricket maker.
Yeah, you never know.
Have my own Etsy shop.
You and your sister still got to sit down and figure out what you guys are going to do. Has she brought you any ideas about it?
No, we've been busy.
Yeah,
We've been busy. There was one question that said how many tattoos that we have and would we ever get our spouse tattooed on us. I have a half sleeve on my right arm. I have one on my rib cage, and then I have a small flower on my wrist for my grandmother that passed away. To answer if I would ever get your name tattooed on me, no.
Yeah. I don't think I would either.
Nope.
I don't think I would either. Would I get like, I don't know.
A Diet Coke.
Like something that symbolizes you, maybe.
A DC and a cigarette and a scooter.
That might not be a bad idea. But I got 3 tattoos. I have one on my calf, my thigh, and my arm here. But no, I don't think I would do the name either. Like Kenny across my chest or something. I don't think I'd do that. No.
I think a cigarette and a DC.
I think that's fitting.
People are going to think I'm a chain smoker.
They do. They
What do you
probably
mean they do?
I said that. I don't think that they do, but they very much might. I got another question from Clutch. Does Burt ever go golfing with you, Kenny?
Yeah.
I do.
He does.
I do. Kenny is a billion times better golfer than I will probably ever be. but I feel like for as little as I play in practice, I'm decent.
Yep. He gets very frustrated.
I do.
Very frustrated.
Which, again, is my own fault because it's like you're mad because you're not good, but you're not practicing to get better.
And that's usually what I say.
Yeah. But it is great golfing with Kenny because she'll give me a lot of tips on the course, and then, like, all of a sudden things are better.
He'll start, I wouldn't say pouting, but you'll get frustrated, and I'll ask him, and I'll obviously be as sarcastic as ever and be like, when was the last time you played golf? And it'll be months prior. I'm like, okay, when was the last time you hit balls? I never have.
Yeah, not
and
since
then
I've
I'll be
been in
like,
North
okay,
Carolina.
so our expectations are just a little bit skewed. So let's, redirect.
Yeah. And I'm very lucky because I get to play at courses that I have no business being on.
Yeah.
Which is a huge,
and that's
huge
usually
perk.
where the frustration comes from, is because the only time that, like, you come and play at my work.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. But a lot of the time I'll be like, I really want to go play here, so let's go. And you'll be like, okay. And it's a really nice course.
Super private, super high end, like.
And then he gets frustrated because he's not performing, feels a little uncomfortable.
Very out of place.
Very uncomfortable, out of place.
When you're in front of this, like, $8 million clubhouse in the first tee box, and I absolutely duff it 5 feet, I'm like, I should not be here.
Yeah.
I should not be here.
Yep. When am I going to the Masters? I'm hoping I'm going this year, to be honest. I think that possibly my boss and I talked about going. It's always like a weird time of year because that's when we start getting busy. But I'm hoping that I'll get to make the trip down to Augusta this year. Fingers crossed on that, though. Somebody also asked, do we see North Carolina as our forever home or for years to come?
I don't think anywhere is a forever home. I'm lucky enough to work from home. So, like, if, tomorrow you're like, hey, I have this huge opportunity in the industry in Texas, California, Michigan, Massachusetts, I'd be like, okay, like, yeah, like, let's do it. Do I love Charlotte and the Charlotte area? Absolutely. Like, I think I have no issues here. Like, I would love to continue our lives here. Like, our families are here now, which obviously makes it a lot harder to leave. But I think there's a lot of perks to being here that don't revolve around our family. So if our family wasn't here, I'd still think it'd be a great place to continue to grow our lives, whether it be, us together, a family, whatever it may be. Like, I think especially like the area we're in now, I really like that area, even the thought of having a family in this area.
Right.
What about you?
No, I agree. I think the Carolinas is a great place, overall, especially with what I do for work and having a place that we get the seasons, I get a break, and also just the convenience. Like, we're from small town, nowhere, Vermont, so that allows literally
anything to be better.
anything to be better. So, and like, it's very like unaffordable to live.
Right, it's very expensive.
So, being here, we kind of get the best of both worlds. And people always say it's like, oh, Charlotte's great, and like Central Carolinas is great because you're, 2 hours from the mountain, you're 2 hours from the beach, and like that's so true. And we don't take advantage of that nearly as much. If I were to say we were to move anywhere, it would still be within the Carolinas, I would say.
I don't even think I could be like, if you were to be like, hey, tomorrow we have to move, where do we go? I honestly don't know what I would say. I really don't.
Like, I don't know. I did love Florida.
Yeah.
I don't foresee us forever living in Florida or like being there for a year-round position, but like I would love to like have a seasonal opportunity if we were to ever be blessed to have two places in our life and for me to go back and forth. But I don't know. I've had opportunities in Texas that we talked about in our life and how that would look for both of us, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Definitely probably nowhere north.
No, I don't want to be anywhere with snow.
Yep. Nowhere north. Don't think I'm a West Coast
No.
girly.
Like, I love the idea of it to visit, but again, I don't think I'd want to like live there.
No.
But I did see a question. We don't have much time left here. I did see a question. Someone was asking, like, do I ever wake up and not really feel like streaming, whether I'm camera shy or just like tired,
Yeah.
or just not wanting to do it but feel like I have to because it is a part of my income and it is the income. I think the best way I can answer that is majorly no. I'd say there's some times where I'm like, I don't really feel like streaming tonight, but it's never like if I don't stream, we're not going to be able to pay the bills. It's just more of like, like I said, it is a lot, and a lot of people don't see the stuff that goes on behind it. And we've been doing a lot of longer streams this month. And you guys have to think, like, yes, am I playing a video game for 4 to 6 hours as of recent? Yes. Can you do that any day of the week, anytime? Absolutely. But then you have to think, okay, I'm nonstop talking, whether it's in the game or with chat. It's a lot of communication in the sense of what's going on, paying attention to things, being into it. But Kenny actually does a really good job of, I'm like, maybe I should, I don't really want to stream tonight, or maybe I'll do an extra stream. And Kenny will be like, yeah, send it. Do it for an hour, see how you feel. You never know what's going to happen, and you never know what pops off or how it, feels, or whatever it may be. And 9 times out of 10 on a day where I'm not really feeling like streaming, the viewers, the games we're playing only help that feeling go quickly away, because you all are always so warm and supportive and awesome and inquisitive. God, dog, that's a big word. But there's some days where I'm on stream and I'm just tired, out of it, not full into it, and you guys know those days. It's just like anybody when they go to work, they maybe just having an off day. It is what it is, and you just keep pushing. But no, I never feel like I have to stream.
Yeah. And I've always been like, do what you have to do. Unless if like I'm genuinely like, no, I want to go and do this, which is,
I don't think ever.
I don't think has ever happened. Because usually I'm also a planner. I'm not like a spontaneous like,
wake up, we're doing this right now.
We're rocking and we're doing this. I need to plan. So if we're already home and we aren't doing much, and he's like, I should stream, and I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. So go and feel it out. Do what you got to do, and if it's bad, then get off, and if it's great, then stay on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Kenny, like I said, Kenny is a big supporter, massive supporter of it, and she understands. She asks questions. She never is like, you've been streaming too much, or I almost never on a Sunday that we're both off, I'm like, I'm gonna stream today. Like if we have a couch day and just kind of a couch rot day where we're kind of just hanging out, and Sunday night rolls around, she might even be like, maybe you should stream for a little while tonight. Or I might think of like, it's kind of quiet, nobody on stream, like maybe I'll jump on for a little bit. And she's always like, yeah, get after it. So like I said, I'm very, very thankful for the support that I have for the job kind of thing.
Yeah. And also it's like, my job is so people driven. And so like when it comes to me always being like on point, I always have to be that. Even if I have the worst day ever, I can't allow anyone to know. And like if anybody else has that in their life, is like, that's the most exhausting thing. And so it's not like I come home and I'm like have to continue to pull it out. It's like, it's our safe space. I get to have that conversation. I get to also say, I don't feel like talking about it. How was your day? And regardless of what is said or what is done, it's like, there's also days where I'm like, I don't want to make dinner. I just need you to figure it out. And it's like, we have gotten way better at that. But in terms of kind of me needing my time as well, is he gets to come up here and he gets to do what he loves. He gets to stream. He gets to, even if he comes up here and plays games with his friends or other streamers and doesn't even go live, like it doesn't really matter, because he also knows is like she's overstimulated. She needs to spend an hour or two just kind of vegging out, moseying around the house, and not have to worry about what I'm doing.
Right.
So it's a good give and take. Like, that's one thing about our relationship that's pretty great is there's nothing that's not spoken on. And that's also partially because that's also not who we are. Nothing ever goes really kind of
by the wayside, untalked about. Like, and again, like Kenny has a very, very busy summer. Like, will I express, frustrations if, we had plans one night and we're late or we weren't able to do them? Sure. Just like Kenny, if I'm, especially as of late, I've been streaming a lot. And we've done a lot of 8-hour streams, up to 12-hour streams, kind of unscheduled. And is that ideal? No. And does it frustrate us a little bit? Sure. But at the end of the day, we communicate that. We both have the understanding of each other's careers, and we're still very supportive of each other. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's a part of it. And again, someone just said, communication is key. Because if you don't have those conversations, it's just going to continue to bottle up.
Right. Yeah. No. Play it.
Play it?
Bring it here, play it.
Oh, clammy.
Clam.
Had in my pockets.
Yeah, you're nervous, huh?
Nervous. All right, we have time for one last question because we have gone very, very long tonight. But I'm very, very thankful that you all have spent it with us here on the Twitch page.
Is Mondays not the day? Do you want us to do it a different day? Maybe. I
think it's just tough because a lot of the viewers are obviously from stream, and there's just so many things that happen on Mondays, so many people that are live.
But
what do you guys think is the best day to do the podcast?
Yeah, maybe we'll put a poll or something in Discord.
Yes, we will. We'll put a poll in Discord. That's a great idea.
It's just what day would work best, because it doesn't really matter to us other than the nights that you're streaming late or I'm working late, and I don't think anybody actually would listen. I think everybody would listen, but wouldn't be here for the lives on the days that we're busy anyways, because it's the middle of the week.
And a lot of people, I've seen it in chat all the time of people hey, never can make the lives, but always listening to them on Spotify or whatever, which we appreciate, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, we've got, if there's any other questions, throw them in here. We'll answer one more. And again, if you're not following us on YouTube or Apple Music or Spotify, please do. If you can rate us on those or thumbs up it or subscribe to it, please do. It helps us out. Mm-hmm. But we are getting back into the routine here in season 2 of every other week, and we'll try to knock down a date or a day during the week that works best, and we'll keep after it. We appreciate everyone's understanding and flexibility of what we've got going on, and it's something fun that we get to do and kind of a project that we get to work on together, which we really enjoy. We're not doing it for the revenue or new followers or anything like that. It's a cool thing that we get to do, so it's fun. It's fun.
What kind of demographic do you think I'm going to be at the casino?
What do you mean?
Do you think I'll be like that old white-headed lady with a cigarette and a Diet Coke on her scooter?
I think it's really going to depend on how much you harness the true casino mentality. Because some people just go to a casino and will stand next to their partner at a slot machine and just be like,
do you take me for that?
No. But again, it's not necessarily your type of place that you want to go all the time or have been a lot of times. You know what I mean? I'm just, like I said, I'm excited because it's
I think I should get a visor.
We can find you a visor. We're going to Target after this. Maybe Target has visors.
That's true. For the last question that was just also written in, what's your favorite character that you play? It would be me. When he plays me.
Which just happened once. 2 Halloweens ago.
And you've never, and you made her a Gus.
Yeah, the character creation on that day was not great. My biggest thing with, because people have asked me to play your character, I think, honest to God, the biggest hurdle I have with that character is the voice, because I just do like
You have all
the
of
dumb white girl voice, and that's not your voice.
but like you do so many good voices for all of your characters, and the only one that you like have a mental block is mine. Like you genuinely can't create a female voice.
That was the first female character I ever played in like a role play game.
That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do while we're away. I'm gonna force.
While we're driving,
I'm gonna force him to talk to me as a
male version of you.
Male version of me. It's even weird because until he didn't, as soon as he got out of being full-time in the military, he's never had a beard. So it's even funnier now that when he tries to be me. But now, like, he will mimic my voice. So if it's like a funny voice, because I have a voice at home where it's like I'm not mocking him, but I mock everything. I talk to the dogs like it.
Yeah.
I talk to him, and most of you are like, oh, like it's a baby voice that's kind of gross. And no, it's not. It's kind of. I'm not gonna talk like it, but it's funny to me. Like we've gone through different phases. We went through a big Southern accent phase.
We did, yep.
Big Southern accent phase, and
I feel like all couples talk to each other differently. Like some people use the baby voice. Do your thing. Not my thing, not Kenny's thing.
No, if you came at me with a baby voice, that would be...
It just, as soon as you said baby voice, it literally snapped me into Love is Blind, that girl crying.
Oh.
Why?
Yeah, we did just watch Charlotte, Love is Blind.
Can't stand it.
Yeah.
Drove me up a wall.
Yeah.
Anywho, happy freaking Saturday. Thank you for joining us for the BK Lounge. Season 2, Episode 4. Please make sure you're in our Discord, because at some point we're probably going to push out a poll of which days work the best that you'd like to see the podcast on.
Write in.
Yes, please, for the love of God, write in.
Oh my goodness.
That was kind of aggressive, but we mentioned it a lot.
You're like begging for it. Like you hate talking about the things that
but just like we talk about it all the time.
Oh my God.
And people have some really good questions. And I want people to write in for them.
People did a lot of write-ins tonight. We'll write some of these down.
Yes.
We'll go through kind of some of the comments that everybody put into the live chat, which was very good.
Yes. Thank you all for being here. Happy Saturday, and thank you again.
Yeah.
But we'll see you here in 2 weeks. We'll let you know how the trip went, any other chaos that happens on.
It will be St. Patty's Day.
Will it?
Yeah.
Kenny loves St. Patty's Day.
A big Irish girl. What can I say?
Can y'all get a phone so we can call in? Can you imagine if we had like a WhatsApp number?
You know what Tammy does? She gets emails.
Emails.
If we get an email, you have to email us.
That's wild.
Yes.
That would be actually awesome.
I think that's a great idea.
I just don't know if we can trust some folks.
No.
I don't want to have to edit this either. But anyway, happy Saturday. Have a great couple of weeks, and we will see you all next time. Thank you again, and make sure you're following us on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Coaster down. Any last words, Kenneth?
Love you. Bye.
Y'all be good.
This has been the BK Lounge Podcast with Burt and Kenny. We hope you enjoyed your time diving deep in on wild topics, listening to crazy stories, and hanging out with us. We'll see you next week live on Twitch. Be sure to check out our website for all our social links at www.thebkloungepod.com. Y'all be good now, and we'll see you next time.